Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you something that I did a couple of weeks ago, which was change the MCU, which is the main computer on my Tesla. So Tesla offer an upgrade to go from MCU 1 to MCU 2, and there's a number of reasons why you may want to do so. The early screens, they used to leak. So they had like this yellow dye that kind of went in between the glass panel and the actual LCD screen. Mine have begun to do that. In fact, I've been doing it since I've had the car. It just progressively was getting worse and worse. Didn't affect the screen. It worked perfectly well, but it was there. But that's not the reason why I did mine. The main reason is because the screen was crashing a lot. And that's often a sign when the actual memory chip or the RAM on the screen starts to run out of read and writes. Without getting all technical on you, eventually that will stop working. So mine was crashing consistently, plus the old MCU is very slow at booting up, so when you get into the car from being cold, it would basically take about 30 seconds. But the main reason, as you can see on screen over here, was that the screen was beginning to get a little bit glitchy, and especially with the 3G and LTE service, it will come in and out, and the screen would take a long time to recover from that. So I figured it was a good time to actually get this upgrade done. And the fact that I've had the car now for over a year, and in the last 9 months I've saved about £1,700 in fueling cost, then it was a worthwhile upgrade. The actual cost of the upgrade is a fixed cost. It's £1,400. That's without a radio. I didn't need a radio, hence the reason why I do that. But if you do want a FM and DAB radio, you can pay an additional £400 and get that fitted at a later date. Right, let me show you some of the issues I have with the car, and then we can show you the upgrade. So we're at Tesla now, just dropping the car off. So we're going to get this map updated, and one of the reasons why, as you can see, as I'm pulling it in, it gets really blotchy, and the navigation of it is just a little bit clunky, though that's not really an issue for me. But I'm taking advantage of the fact that the new version has Netflix, etc. So for example, I'm clicking onto my browser now to go online, and this will literally take forever to go online, and that's one of the limitations with this version of the MMU or MCI. So basically this will all get changed, so will this center dash. All of that will get changed as well, and we should basically see that the car becomes a lot more responsive, and the screen is going to be a lot clearer as well, because this is old technology. And of course we'll get better connectivity, because at the moment we've got LTE, but we always get about 1 bar with this. So when we come to connect the car, we'll do a comparison. But as you can see, while I've been talking, we still haven't gone online, and that's how slow the browser is. So what we will lose though is we've got the radio here. We will lose the radio DBA, but to be honest, I never use a radio, and if I do want to use radio, I'll stream it. So yeah. So we'll leave the car. When they have completed doing the upgrade, they'll call me on the app, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, that's it. Car checked in. I'll just leave it off now, and off I go to work, and they'll let me know on the app when it's finished.
6.5 hours later.
All right, so here we are with the car back, and we've now got the new MCU in there, and as you can see, it is a lot more quicker, a lot more smoother. It basically draws the screen a lot quicker. You can see how it all comes up there. It's just so much more faster. The colors are much more vibrant, and the same goes for the center dashboard as well. So this is all changed as well, and everything is a lot more vivid in terms of what you're actually seeing. Now there are a lot more, so when I move it around like that, you can see that it's just really slick, like the modern day Tesla cars that this used to be. The other one used to be very clunky, and the other benefit of this is that when I turn the car on, when I get into the car, it boots up straight away, so the car starts up straight away. Now let me show you some of the new features in here. So we now have a browser that works. So if I go to home, it comes up. If I go to Google, it comes up pretty much straight away. There is a problem, but I'm going to show you a fix. It's a game changer on this car. But first of all, let's just show you some of the features that we have in here. So you can see at the moment it's connecting to Google, or trying to connect, but that's because of the LTE service at the top there, which is pretty slow. I've got 1 bar. So yeah, so again, let's concentrate. So now we've got theatre, and in theatre we've got Netflix, we've got Disney, we've got YouTube, and Twitch as well. That all came with an update, which is really good. Arcade, we've got so many more games, and these games you tend to play when you're in the car park, getting supercharged. So it's really great to have these, and the toy box is still the same. There's still all the similar things they had before, so nothing really much has changed there. But the real game changer is the fact now that I can watch Netflix, etc. Whereas in the past, when I've been supercharging the car, I've been doing that using my own mobile phone. So basically just putting my phone in the screen there and watching it. Now I can do so with this. The reversing camera is much clearer now, and the recent update has added a lot more vibrant colors as well, which is great. Spotify, that's changed now, so that's a little bit more detailed. It's just essentially Spotify is now just a new interface. So the new interface is much better, but there is still this issue with loading. Now with the Teslas, the weak signal is a very common thing, and I spoke to Tesla about this. They said, well, it's the car, etc., because the antenna for the Wi-Fi, or not the Wi-Fi, well yes, the Wi-Fi and the mobile signal is in the mirror over there. So, and it's a poor design essentially. It just doesn't load very efficiently. But I have a fix, and it's down here, a secret weapon, and here it is. It is a CarLink kit, and basically what it does it's designed for I'll show you. It's actually designed to give you CarPlay for your Tesla, because Teslas don't have CarPlay. It's one of the few cars that it's not an option, because Tesla have their proprietary system. And don't get me wrong, the Tesla system is very good, but it'd be nice to have CarPlay. So you can now have that with this CarLink 2. Now, a word of advice, the CarLink system only works with MCU 2 and above. So if you've got a early Model S like what we got here, you need to have MCU 2 in order to be able to use it. Now, how do you know if you've got MCU 2? Well, just go to your software and then go to additional vehicle, and if you've got here, you see it, one says Intel Atom. That Intel Atom processor is the updated MCU 2. If yours says Nvidia, then that's MCU 1, and the CarLink system will not work with your vehicle. Okay, so let's so how do you connect to it? So literally you just click on your LTE signal and turn your Wi-Fi on. So once you've done the setup, and I'm not going to go through doing the setup here, turn your Wi-Fi on, go into your settings, Wi-Fi on, it will find it. There it is, AutoKit DF3F. Click on that. Once you click on that, click on this box here to say remain connected in drive, because if you don't have that on, what happens is that when you put the car into drive, it will turn that off. And the minute you do that, instantly you've got a full strength. Now with this system, it's designed to use CarPlay. So to go into CarPlay, I literally go into browser. So we go into browser down here, and notice the difference. It should now start to work. So if we go into our favorite, so I've got it saved as my favorite, it should work. Because what it does, it actually connects to your phone. So we're just gonna give it a couple of minutes, and there she goes, she's in. So that's your CarPlay, or your Apple CarPlay. So you've got all your features in here, and you even got Google Maps, so you can do Google Maps. It does it all via the browser, and it plays it through the phone. But it basically is now using the phone Wi-Fi. So if you look at my phone now, you can see the little green symbol up there, and my phone is got 4G, it's got 2 bars, and then this is connected to the CarLink. So at all times, basically it's communicating with the car via the CarLink, which is really great. However, there is a side benefit. If I close down the browser, because I've got full Wi-Fi, what that means is that now I can drive the car and it will work all the time. Since I've done the upgrade, because this is much more powerful, basically I'm getting a lot more black spots with the Wi-Fi connection. But by putting the CarLink to it, because it's now using my phone, which is always a strong signal, this now works perfect. I got 4 bars. I've never had a full strength Wi-Fi signal on this ever. And now, of course, everything works. So if I reload Spotify will now load up properly. I've got all my playlists, etc. If I go into let's turn off the browser. If I go into theater, all of these apps now all work perfectly, and all of that is because of the fact that it's streaming through and getting its signal from my phone. And that to me is a game changer, because Tesla won't really help you. They did respond, but they basically came back with the reply that the age of the car, etc., then there's certain circumstances, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. But this now has fixed this, and I've seen so many people with this issue. So if you want to benefit and have CarPlay in your vehicle, so you want to use another navigation like Waze. I've got Waze on my car. Let me show you. I've got it in my iTunes, so I can use Waze navigation, and I tell you what, it works just perfectly. That, he says, there we go, back and forth. So I've got Waves as one of my Wi-Fi. Here we go. So I can use that now for navigation, and that works really well. I like Waze, but also equally I've got iTunes, Google Maps as well. So I've got a multitude of systems. But to me, the main benefit is the fact that we've now got a proper system. So there you go. Tesla now is pretty much sorted, and hopefully that will help any of you Tesla owners, particularly, and this problem affects all Teslas. So if you've got that problem, this is the product for you, and it's not expensive. I'll put a link down below. There it is there. Basically comes on with the car. It's about £87. You do need to make sure it's updated, and the update procedure is very simple. But in terms of its size and its weight, this is absolutely flawless. I've been using this now for the last couple of weeks, and it's been brilliant in its operation. So get yourself one of these. Okay, so if you're interested in that CarLink product, I'll put a link down below. And like I said, game changer in terms of getting that strong signal for your car, your Tesla, wherever you go. Right, a few updates. The ID3 is now completed. Body shop work is now done, so that will be back next week. I had a look at it yesterday, and it looks good. It looks really good. I'm really pleased with the way that car's came out. In terms of the budget, I had a little bit of a shock because well, I've got a spreadsheet that I do all my working outs, etc. And I thought that we were about 3k off a decent car, or a straight one. So that was a little bit worrying, but my maths were wrong. I've redone it and I've checked it several times. It is now correct. I will reveal that probably next week when we go through the car. So the ID3 will be back next week. We'll be completing the ID3 next week. Put on all the last bits and pieces, and then that project will be complete. So I can't wait to get that sorted. We'll then look to sort out a couple of things on the S3, which will then go up for sale, because that fund is going to fund a new project. But we do have an in-between project which will arrive next week, so stay tuned for that. That's a quick project, but needs some work, so If you're, and it's a motor, a proper motor engine. No more the electric cars now. We're done, at least for the immediate future. We're now back to ICE vehicles. So for all those who've been looking forward to an engine, it will be back. So tune in for that next week. So hopefully this will benefit those people who have got Teslas. In the meantime, if you are a casual viewer, don't forget to click on the subscription button. Costs you nothing, and it helps us with the old YouTube algorithm. And click on the bell notification, excuse me, so you're notified whenever we release a new video. So thank you for that, and we'll see you in the next one.